My name is Michael and I'm here to help you move into the 5D. Today's topic is something that this has been a game changer for me, really been a game changer. You don't really know it's there and it's very hard to detect, and if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna be a victim of it and it's gonna cause you pain. Let's dive into it. Today's topic is self-sabotage, and maybe it's not the most kind of like super fun topic to talk about, but for those people who really are on a journey where they're on self-discovery, they are really interested in themselves and how they can gain the success that they want. This thing has been a game changer for me. It was not too long ago I really got this information. It was in a buffa session, and now these days I can look at myself and I was like, oh shit, Michael, that's what you're doing. I was not able to do that before. So here it comes. Self-sabotage is, in my experience, a moment in time where your mind takes over and you are not in charge. You are not driving. Self-sabotage is the mind saying, I want to be safe, this is better for me. Self-sabotage is many times bullshitting yourself, and self-sabotaging is actually spoken through the body, which means that the body does something to make sure that when you are about to hit a new goal or whatever that is, it's going to go into like this, it's on cars, they call it limp mode. Limp mode on cars is like where you can barely drive the car. It's like you press the gas pedal and it doesn't work. Your body goes into limp mode when that's self-sabotage basically. And when this happens, you can't drive the car. The car you can steer it, but you're not gonna, basically you can just drive on the first gear and that's it. You need to go to the mechanics and you need to fix the limp mode. It's plugged in with a computer, and the computer delete the fault codes in the car, and that's exactly what you need to do with the self-sabotage. You need to see on your computer when you go into the mechanics that, oh, I have a limp mode problem. I need to delete my limp mode. That's the moment you are aware that you even are in limp mode. Many people, they just think that the car is like, oh, I'm driving, it's working, I'm actually coming 20 kilometers an hour. Yeah, and they're like, they don't understand that they're in limp mode. The moment in time you understand that this fucking car is super fast and there's something wrong with it, I need to go to the mechanic, which right now you're doing, you're going to the mechanic when you're listening to this, and you're like, I'm gonna delete the fault code, and after that I'm gonna use every single fucking gear and I'm gonna make sure I come exactly where I want to come. So self-sabotage is that. It's it's a bodily response. It comes from the mind, but it affects the body. And it's like, oh, what do you mean, Michael, affects the body? Okay, so here is like the second step, and that's how you identify that you're in limp mode or that you're in self-sabotage mode. And that is that the body will speak to you. The body always speaks to you all the time. The body speaks to you when you're sick, when you need to take care of it, when you're putting the wrong foods in it. The body speaks to you when it's tired and need to rest. The body is basically your car, and if you're not listening to your body, it's going to break and you're gonna have to pay for it. And when it's too late, it can be really hard to repair. So when you learn to listen to your body, and I'm saying every single day, what does my body need? What food do I need to put in the body? Do I need to give it something? Because everything that you put in your body is also coming out in an action or in a result. And self-sabotage is very fine. most people never get to see that they're actually self-sabotaging. They have no idea that they're doing it because they can't read their own body. They don't even know what the body sends for signals because they're clogged up by fast food, chips and Coca-Cola, and you know, all this processed shit that you're not supposed to put in your body. People are often too clogged, especially in the liver, and then it becomes in the lymph system and everything else in the body, and that makes you unable to read the fault codes, which means that you can't detect when you're in self-sabotage mode, when you're in limp mode, when you're supposed to read the computer, but when you go to the car repairman, you can't read it. So here is like it's really subtle. It's a moment in time when you are about to break through. It's a moment in time when you're about to break through and you're supposed to do the things that actually gonna give you success. That's the moment when self-sabotage is gonna kick in, and all of a sudden you're there and you don't even see it and you fail. Or you done detox with your work, with your body, you're taking care of your body, you can read your own body, and in that moment in time where you're about to do the things that gonna give you the success you want, you're there, you're like, oh shit, I'm self-sabotaging now. I'm supposed to record the video, I'm supposed to call that person, I'm supposed to post that stuff, I'm supposed to go to this work or whatever, show up, whatever. But in the moment you're like, nah, maybe you make up an idea about something. Maybe you tell yourself an excuse. It's very normal. Like an excuse, and then what the mind does is very smart, because for example, it makes an excuse. But what it does to me, and this is very clear, the body becomes tired, and I feel like, no, like, oh shit, I'm so tired right now. Like no. And so it's multiple things. The body for me becomes really tired, and all of a sudden my mind starts to give me excuses why I should not do it or why I don't need to do it. And then in combination with that, maybe I then find beliefs or something in the outer world that reflects back to me that what my mind is telling me is true. So like, Michael, you're really tired. You know what? Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. You know, you should go to bed at 8:30 anyway. So let's do it another day. This is maybe sounds very, very simple. Like, oh, of course. But this is more on point than you think. And how I know this, you can look in my other videos. I've been smoking a lot of bufo. And in the bufo, or like when you drink the aya in the plant medicine, for example, it's very clear that in the moment you're supposed to smoke it or drink it, what happens is that your mind like, no, maybe you become like me, I become really tired. My body's like, oh, shutting down. That's the moment I know that now my body is trying to, it's actually my mind. It's not my body. It's my mind that try to self-sabotage. So my mind makes my body feel tired. And every time I just like catch myself in the moment of where, okay, Michael, you're self-sabotaging now. That means that this is the thing you're supposed to do, because this is what's gonna make you and give you success and the things that you actually want. So now when you know how to identify it, and you know that you have to be aware when that thing kicks in, and this can be any moment of time. This can be really hard to detect, like I'm saying, really hard. If you can't listen and in tune to your own body, and if you haven't had the experience of being in a situation where you know that your body is self-sabotaging, it's gonna be really hard to detect. You gotta start to be your body's best friend. Like, I'm gonna take care of my liver, my stomach, my muscles, like my everything is like your best friend, and you're supposed to take care of it all the time. So how do you overcome it then? That's the third thing. Like, how do you overcome it? You identify it, you know it's there, you know when it shows up, and in the moment, you have a choice. It's a decision. For me, it's nothing else than a decision. Like, the moment I choose and I know it's a self-sabotaging thing, I have to do the thing. Like, there is no other way for me, because then I know if I don't do it, which means that I take a decision that I don't want to do it, that means I can never even know or experiencing that thing that I actually want. It's me copping out. And here it comes to the next interesting thing. A lot of us, unfortunately, a lot of us sits on a lot of shame, guilt, fear, sadness, anger, which is a lot of like low vibration energies. And that is because we have accumulated all of this low vibration stuff from childhood maybe. And all of this low vibration feelings that's in our body, that's real, and that's gonna feel very real. So when in the moment of time when you need to step out of that, if you have shame about something, I'm just taking shame as an example. Shame is gonna make you play it small. It's gonna make you feel like you're not supposed to do it. Shame, for example, is a very tricky feeling that sits in the body, often in the lower chakra, in the root chakra, around your asshole, around your testicles, around your like genitals area, and it makes you, literally makes you being in action, like not doing anything. Maybe you listen to this and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna try do it, and then you go out there and you're like, fuck, it's really like I can't make myself do it. Like, I can't get myself to do the things. I now identified my limp mode, which is my like self-sabotage mode, but there's something that just like I can't do it. And I've been there, I know what it is, and many times it's either one of these emotions that are stuck in your body, and often it's shame, guilt that sits in your lower areas, and that's where your responsibility comes in of like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that I take care of my body, and I'm gonna heal my body, because when you done that, it's gonna be easier. Like it's like when you don't have shame or you don't have guilt, all of a sudden you can go and do whatever the peep you want, because that is a low vibration frequency that holds you down and back. So where do you operate from? And when you have really seen that, oh wow, you know what, it is shame, or maybe it's anger. Well, liver, I need to focus on my liver, because that's where the anger are stored, for example. Or maybe I have so much sadness, yeah, that's in my lungs and around my heart. That's where I need to focus. Or maybe it's fear, because I'm always really fearful of what's gonna happen, or what people are gonna say, or whatever that is. Well, those lives in the kidneys. Fear lives in the kidneys. That's where I need to focus, and I need to do that work with myself. Okay, so then you maybe ask, like, Michael, how do you do to heal those things? And that's a really good question. I thank you for asking that. I really appreciate that. I have a little bit of a list of the things that I've done. I also put those things on my channel, so that I'm not just talk about something. You can actually go and see that I've done this in my life. I know what I speak about. I've gone through it myself. I know that it's working, and it can work for you too. So ways to let go and heal. One really good thing that I've been doing a lot of under many years, and that's certain cleanses to your body. It's liver cleanses, it's parasite cleanses, it's nervous regulation protocols, and in combination with that, I have done colonics. Colonics, like it or not, I came from one yesterday. It's amazing. Colonics is one of those things, they're gonna make you let yourself go of all of that shame and like guilt. It basically pumps those emotions with your shit out of your ass. Like, it literally removes shit from you. Like, you understand, it comes in a hose from your ass. Very healing, very healing. What do you mean with cleanses? Well, I'm gonna link down below, because that's a whole other topic. This video is gonna be super long if I'm Everything is in the link about the cleanses, and you can read it, everything there. Because what of all these feelings is that it's stuck energy in your body, and it needs to be released, and it can be released in multiple ways. And one way is to actually feel it. Like you have to feel, but I also been experiencing that feeling it in combination with something physically like a colonics could make you release it easier, which means that you are knowing that you're going to the colonics to release shame, for example, and you're putting the thing up your ass, and everything that happens in that colonics has everything to do with that shame that you are carrying. So if you can even release something at all, some people have hard releasing in a colonics because they're too tense. Their body is like, then you know that maybe there's fear there. Maybe there's fear of letting go of that shame, for example. Because that shame is identifying you as a person. If you don't have the shame, who are you then? When you are unlimited, who are you then? All of a sudden the mind like, who am I if I let go of all the shame? Who am I if I let go of the fear? I don't know. This is unknown. Therefore, I'm gonna do everything in my power to not let go of it. You see how it works? This is very tricky. And if you're not aware, you're gonna be a victim of your own mind that's gonna do these things to you to keep you safe and stuck in the same place, which is gonna make you not get the success that you're actually craving for. And that can be in any area. It could be meeting a partner, starting a business, I don't know, pop off on the internet, I have no idea, just building your own home, or I don't know, it can be anything. And then we have the plant medicine. Plant medicine is one of those things that is gonna make miracles in your life. It's one of those things that's gonna show you the most of who you are and your relationship to yourself. And what do I mean by that? Yeah, when you are sitting with ayahuasca, when you are smoking bufo, you are taking San Pedro, or any other plant medicine that's out there, peyote or whatever, it's going to show you the relationship you have to yourself and that thing that you're searching for. So if you're going in with an intention of like, I want more success, it's just gonna show you exactly everything that what you believe and your relationship to success in your own life. Which means that you have to then, after the plant medicine has just showed you everything, choose for yourself. What do I really want? What do I want to continue with in my life? And how is my relationship? Do I even like this relationship that I used to have? Probably not. Most of the times we don't. It's something that is crippling us and something that doesn't really work for us. And that's why we also sit with the plants, because there's something that we want to look at, and they are helping us to look at ourselves so we can go out and do the things that we really want in our life. Because you only got one life in this body. You're going to reincarnate, but as this avatar Michael, one shot, one opportunity. Either you go for it or not. I would appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Comment if there's something you're wondering about. If not, we just see each other in the next video.